What are we doing today?
We're asking questions.
You came ready. So who wants to go first?
What happens when the face of women's basketball suddenly shows a side we rarely see? Caitlin Clark just dropped her newest project, a short film called Back to School with Lilly. On the surface, it looks like a fun, feel-good spot. Caitlin sitting down with kids, talking about life, sports, and what drives her. But if you listen closely, there's something deeper happening here. Something that's got fans and critics talking. Because in this campaign, Caitlin isn't just showing off her shooting skills or cashing another sponsorship check. She's opening up about being competitive, emotional, and learning to channel that energy. It's a rare glimpse behind the curtain of what it actually takes to be Caitlin Clark. And that's where the conversation really begins. Because while some fans loved seeing this side of her, others immediately questioned whether this was genuine vulnerability or carefully packaged PR. But this isn't just another sponsorship. There's more beneath the surface. So what exactly is Back to School with Lilly?
There we go. First up, Harlow. Do you have a question for me? Okay, let's see what you got.
When were you my age?
When was I your age?
What were you like at my age?
I was energetic. I loved being outside and playing with my friends. I played basketball. I played soccer. What's your favorite thing about being 5?
Play sports.
Play sports? What sports do you play?
Gymnastics.
Gymnastics. What can you do in gymnastics?
A handstand.
You can do a handstand? Oh my gosh. I wish I could do a handstand. Do you think you could teach me? You could teach me, okay.
It's a short 2-minute clip that feels more like a casual conversation than a commercial. Caitlin sits with a group of kids. No fancy set, no dramatic music, just a laid-back, playful vibe. One of them asks her what the hardest truth she's had to face as both a player and a person. Caitlin doesn't hesitate. She admits she's incredibly competitive and sometimes too emotional. She talks about how that fiery side can be both her biggest strength and her biggest challenge, and how she's learning to use it in the right moments. Another kid asks how she never seems tired. Caitlin explains how much of it is mental, training her brain to push through when her body wants to quit. Then, there's a quick, lighthearted moment where she's asked whether she prefers mid-range shots or threes, and she laughs, "3-pointers, that's easy, that's not even a question." It's all simple, wholesome, and meant to inspire kids heading back to school. A reminder that the same mindset that fuels one of the best shooters in basketball can work off the court, too. But for some fans, that's exactly where the debate starts. Because this campaign dropped right as Caitlin was facing one of the most challenging stretches of her career. And that timing changed everything.
One thing you wish you knew at my age.
Oh, I took basketball very seriously. I always thought winning and losing was super important, but I think just having fun, like enjoy playing with your friends, just enjoy it as much as you can. What do you want to be doing at my age?
Being a professional basketball player like you.
Professional basketball player? Maybe you can play for the Fever.
This campaign didn't just drop during a random week. It landed while Caitlin was battling through one of the toughest stretches of her pro career. A nagging groin injury and a painful bone bruise kept her off the court for weeks, limiting her to just a handful of games this season. For someone known for her relentless energy and highlight reel moments, sitting on the sidelines was uncharted territory. And that's exactly why this ad feels so different. When Caitlin looks into the camera and talks about being emotional, about learning to control her fire, about pushing through fatigue, it doesn't sound like a slogan. It sounds like her real life right now. Fans couldn't help but notice the timing. Was this just clever marketing, perfectly aligned with her comeback story? Or was it Caitlin showing us that she's human, that even superstars struggle with doubt, pain, and frustration? Either way, the campaign hit harder than anyone expected, because it wasn't just about school supplies anymore. It was about resilience. And with that, the questions started pouring in, and so did the critics. Of course, the internet wasted zero time turning this 2-minute ad into a full-blown debate. Some fans praised Caitlyn for being open and vulnerable, but others weren't so generous. The criticism came fast. This is just PR. She's trying too hard to look relatable. Why is a player who barely played this season suddenly lecturing us about mental toughness? And then came the bigger conversations about her partnership with Lilly itself. Some critics brought up Eli Lilly's reputation as a pharmaceutical giant, saying Caitlyn was helping a billion-dollar company rebrand under the feel-good banner of school supplies and kids' conversations. Others accused the campaign of using her emotional side as a marketing tool, packaging her struggles into something that sells. On social media, the takes got even spicier. Clips of her interview were cut up and reposted with captions like, "When your season's a bust but the check's still clear," and "Marketing for WNBA minutes." But here's the funny thing. Every single one of those posts only pushed the video further into people's feeds. The more critics tried to drag her, the more attention Caitlyn and the campaign got. Still, not everyone was laughing. Some longtime fans worried this polished commercial version of Caitlyn might slowly replace the raw, unfiltered competitor they fell in love with. Was she becoming more of a brand than a baller? And that question, whether Caitlyn is steering her own narrative or just being steered by sponsors, is where the real tension lies. This is the heart of the conversation. Caitlyn Clark isn't just a basketball player anymore. She's a brand. Her face sells shoes, insurance, cereal, and now school supplies. And that comes with a unique kind of pressure. Every word, every expression, every emotional moment is now part of a bigger narrative that millions of people and billion-dollar companies are invested in. On one hand, that's a huge win. No other player in the WNBA is pulling this level of national attention right now. She's single-handedly selling out arenas, spiking TV ratings, and giving women's basketball a cultural moment it's been chasing for decades. From a business perspective, this is exactly what growth looks like. But here's the flip side. When you become a walking brand, fans start to wonder where the real person ends and the marketing begins. Is this emotional, introspective Caitlyn the same fiery competitor who shouts after a deep three? Or is this just the version of her that corporate America feels comfortable showing? This isn't new. LeBron James went through it. Serena Williams went through it. Even Michael Jordan had critics who said he was too polished and too marketable. But for Caitlyn, it's happening fast. She's only in her second season, and already she's being treated like the face of an entire league. And that speed, that meteoric rise, is exactly what makes this moment so fascinating. Because the real question isn't whether Caitlyn can handle the pressure. It's whether everyone else can handle just how quickly she's rewriting the rules. So what does all this mean for Caitlyn moving forward? If this campaign is any clue, Caitlyn isn't backing away from the spotlight. She's stepping into it even more. And honestly, why wouldn't she? Every time she trends, the league benefits, the brands win, and her influence grows. But it also means the scrutiny isn't slowing down. Every commercial, every interview, every single post-game quote is going to be dissected in real time. That's the double-edged sword of superstardom. You get the endorsements, but you also get the backlash. The real question is whether Caitlyn can keep being Caitlyn, fiery, unapologetic, competitive, while the machine around her keeps trying to polish her edges. If she can, she doesn't just stay relevant, she becomes untouchable. At the end of the day, Back to School with Lilly wasn't just a cute ad. It was a statement about resilience, about image, and about what it really means to be the face of a sport. It showed us that Caitlyn Clark can be vulnerable, marketable, and unstoppable all at once. And that combination is exactly why she drives people so crazy. Because no matter how loud the critics get, she just keeps winning, both on and off the court. So what do you think? Was this Caitlyn being real, or just playing the PR game perfectly? Drop your thoughts below, hit like if you're still with us, and make sure to subscribe. Because if this campaign taught us anything, it's that Caitlyn Clark's story is just getting started.